So, raiding. The history of raiding. You kind of know the story. A long time ago, WoW came out. People decided raiding was pretty fun, and some of them got just kind of into it. But for the majority of the time since WoW's beginning, people were raiding behind closed doors, unbroadcasted and unenjoyed by the unwatched masses. Those are stories for another time. Today, we're talking not just about raiding, but the history of broadcasting in the race to World First. Let's skip straight to where it gets good. It's time for the Battle for Azeroth, WoW's 7th expansion, released August of 2018. This is where we first see our broadcasting start in Uldir. First to the moon, first to Goon. After 2 tiers uncontested at the top, Method is finally toppled as Limit finally gets a world first on Goon. Nope, oops, no, we extended. You hate to see it. Limit did give Method a good run though, and Uldir was the first raid to be broadcast live during progress by Method in what is now considered a relatively modest production. Fast forward 4 months, January 2019, Limit finally gets world first on Jaina. Oh, oops, no, we should have burned. Another nail-biter where Limit gets gapped, ending with the Euros on top again. This race was once again broadcast by Method in the first larger-scale production with multiple members of the guild in a studio. Jump another 5 months to May of 2019. Pieces randomly gets world first on UNAT, which goes from being a filler raid to somehow being one of the most challenging bosses of all time. Weird. This race is also mostly unbroadcast and somewhat low-key as it was only a 2-boss raid. Enter Ashar's Eternal Palace just 2 months after UNAT. Limit finally gets world first on Ashar. Oops, hotfixes. Also, should have burned again. A grueling, long raid with one of the highest modern era pull counts at 545 for Limit. The race in summer of 2019, decided by strat differences and a slew of hotfixes of the race, entered its 10th, 11th, and 12th day. This was also the first race to World First with multiple events going on simultaneously, with Method's event in Germany and Pieces/Limit having a joint 24-hour event in London. Finally, January of 2020 in Nilotha, Complexity Limit finally gets World First on N'Zoth. Oh, we actually did get World First that time. Right. It sounded like this. Wrong clip. More like this. Nilotha represented the first non-EU World First in over 8 years and the start of a new era in the race to World First. With some of the largest productions to date and some of the highest in-game resources spent, this is when the race really starts to escalate. November of 2020, COVID, Christmas, Shadowlands, a brand new expansion, Castle Nathria, Sludgefist was a great boss. I'm sure the rest of this instance will be amazing. Well, thank God that's over. A rocky start to Shadowlands and a cool 331 million spent, Larry's and Daddy Danny died to Limit. 2 in a row for NA and a COVID-induced return to remote production. Also, Echo enters the fray as the global #2 guild. Jump forward 7 months to summer of 2021, Sanctum of Dominion, Sylvanas, or should I say Painsmith. No 3P for Limit. This was a nail-biting race ending with a new name at the top, Echo. Now, for Sepulchre.